Welcome to Domain 1, Section 1.11, AI Asset Identification and Inventory. In this session, we will look at why AI assets are unlike ordinary technology assets, how to discover and inventory them, the methods used to gather that information, and the documentation that keeps it all reliable. Why does this matter beyond the exam? You cannot secure or govern something you do not know exists. Building a solid AI inventory is what lets an organization find the unofficial tools quietly in use, assign clear owners, and bring everything under proper oversight. In your own role, it is the first practical step before any AI risk can be managed at all. Let's start with what makes AI assets special. A whole security program really begins with knowing exactly which AI tools, algorithms, models, and data are in play, and that demands good inventories and strong data governance. An AI solution is not a single, tidy application sitting on your desktop. Instead, picture a living organism with many organs. One AI solution may have several owners, multiple models and versions, many datasets for training and production, and several algorithms, plus its own development lifecycle, third-party components, separate licenses, and a web of legal and regulatory duties. Because of that complexity, discovering AI assets, both inside and at the edges of the organization, takes a structured, cross-functional effort that pulls together governance, risk, technology operations, and audit. One important rule: internal audit should not lead this effort, because the team that owns AI or data management should run it, leaving audit to check the work independently. A good starting point is the AI usage policy, since much of the groundwork may already be there, and the inventory should be refreshed at least once a year. Organizations that build their own AI should also maintain a dedicated catalog of their models. Now to the objectives. The inventory should be modeled on the organization's existing technology asset inventories, using similar processes. Its purpose is simply to identify the AI in use, never to punish the departments or employees using it. That distinction matters enormously. The organization should communicate clearly that disclosing AI use supports better governance, collaboration, and security, and that no one will be reprimanded for being honest. Without that reassurance, people hide their tools, and the inventory fails before it starts. Next come the gathering methods. For AI, the organization built itself. A baseline is fairly easy to assemble by reviewing change, deployment, release, and project documents. Technology and security teams can also use discovery aids such as data flow diagrams, metadata, and the systems that manage user access. When building a fresh baseline, 4 ingredients are essential: collaboration, discovery tooling, surveys, and interviews. To keep the data clean and consistent, agree on a standard set of fields up front, capturing things like the tool's name, version, license, cost, how it is deployed, its purpose, how often it is used, its stakeholders, its accountable owner, and any third-party involvement. Surveys deserve a closer look because they are an efficient way to collect a baseline. A degree of anonymity encourages honest answers, especially when people know they will not be disciplined for what they say. But there is a trade-off. Complete anonymity can actually reduce accountability, because nobody feels obliged to finish the survey. So the sweet spot is somewhere in between. Questions that capture quantifiable, structured answers make a survey far more useful than open-ended ones. Interviews are the other method, and here the questions must be standardized, or you end up with incomplete, unusable responses. Fit answers to a predetermined set of options so the results can be aggregated cleanly, because open-ended questions add complexity that is hard to organize. A skilled interviewer also asks follow-up questions to pin down exactly which tool and which version someone means, and then groups similar answers together. Interviews are only modestly useful for the baseline itself, but they shine when learning how teams are experimenting with AI for training or development rather than for production. Finally, documentation ties it together. Whatever process you follow, several artifacts should be available so an auditor can understand both the organization's mission for its AI and the sustainable processes that keep the inventory current, and these should plug into your standard asset management platforms. Maintaining an AI inventory differs from ordinary asset management because the space changes so fast. The biggest reason is shadow AI, where departments hire and deploy AI tools entirely outside the technology team's view, leaving ownership scattered and unmanaged. Surfacing that hidden activity is exactly why a disciplined inventory matters. Let's bring it all together. AI assets are complex bundles of owners, models, data, and algorithms. So discovering them needs a structured, cross-functional effort that audit checks but does not lead. The inventory exists to identify, not punish, and it is built from a baseline using discovery tools, well-designed surveys, and standardized interviews, all captured in consistent fields. Solid documentation keeps it alive, and its real prize is exposing shadow AI before it becomes a risk. You now know how to find and account for the AI in an organization. Every important topic and idea from this session is covered in the multiple choice questions on RooCloud.com. Before you move on to the next session, work through the chapter-wise questions there, because recalling them under pressure is what makes this exam ready. Practice first, and then move forward with confidence. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.